We have grenades being thrown. Lots of Volk squads. Did he just throw the satchel on himself? Hello everyone, this is Greyshot17, and today I'm bringing you a 4v4 on the map, Port of Hamburg. We got ourselves Justin XV, Hit Woman 47, Chad the Impaler, OP versing Winx, Joey G240, Kaiser, and D Gaming. We're double checking their playtime: an American, a British, 2 Soviets, and 2 OKW, 2 Austrians. So I would say a pretty good assortment of players with a pretty good assortment of playtime, though again this rank does not matter. What does matter is you liking, subscribing, and or submitting me replays. You can do that down below. Gmail, Discord, whatever is easier for you. Submit a replay for Company of Heroes 2, and I might check it out. CoH2 3 is fast approaching in less than a month, so my time may be more focused on that. But that being said, I still plan on covering CoH2 2 replays even into CoH2 3's release. So don't worry in case you're wondering if I'm going to cover this stuff. January was a bit more of a break. In terms of relaxing, trying to refresh myself. But I'm going to hopefully be back making additional content, not just Company of Heroes related. I'm currently editing a classic Godzilla Destroy All Monsters sort of video with me and 151, which is fun. But anyway, let's get to this game. We got ourselves Justin going Infantry Company, and on Port of Hamburg, he could use that to place mines and defenses and lock down this territory. Let's see, what else do we got for the Americans? Sorry, the Soviets. Airborne troops, that's not bad. And he's currently fighting on the right-hand side, so this could be pretty damn good at calling in airstrikes through these tight corridors. Also, again, the B4, so OP might be able to call that in and annihilate enemy positions along this front, which would be very good. Or just get some good KV-1 armor to take a lot of AT fire. Speaking of which, fortified armor is picked by Joey, so he can dish out a lot of damage with the elephant. Winx has gone grand offensive, so yeah, sure, he has a bunch of solid infantry and a tiger to deploy. We got D Gaming with fortification, so Pack 43 and artillery plus zeroing. And Kaiser with the direct strike thanks to railway and another Pack 43. So AT could be an issue for the allies since there is a lot of like heavy guns the Axis have at their disposal. An interesting satchel there, buddy. Listen, I blow up my own men, that's fine, but I don't like seeing it for other people, okay? But anyway, conscripts will still hold this position in good cover. I just don't think they're going to push up with the Volks and Sturm, thanks to D Gaming and Kaiser locking down that territory pretty effectively. On the other fronts, we have Riflemen advancing on the MG, but without... Actually, they do have grenades. Okay, so we did get the upgrade. Nice. So he could have thrown a grenade on the MG or on enemy infantry to try to get to the MG. Problem is the MG pulled back and now is able to open fire from a safe distance. Also, we have Grenadiers, Pioneers, Mortar teams all coming on in. I don't suspect the Allies will be able to hold this for too much longer, just because there's 2 men here and a lot of troops that could easily flank. But maybe this incursion by Riflemen and Echelon will just be enough to hold the Germans back. We shall see as the Volk squads and Sturm take heavy hits thanks to the long-range fire of those guys. But MG setting back up, infantry section going around. Actually, where's the support? Oh, there it is. Flanking around. Assault officer trying to do what it can, but again, long range not its specialty. Better at close range with its weapons. Rifle grenades have been fired on the MG, so the Vickers machine gun is almost dead. Pulling back. Grenadiers still focused, but looks like they'll have to focus their efforts on the assault officer. The grenade is dodged very easily, but still, they're doing what they can against that British unit. Let's see. They do successfully push it back. All British forces are pulling back. The Americans, I just don't see having the firepower to keep fighting, thanks to all the infantry now circling back to fight them. But I will say, there is an ambulance over here, so maybe if they pull back, they can reinforce some of those allied forces, though that might be difficult thanks to the Pioneer Grenadier blocking that stuff. Oh, no, Rifleman coming in, so they can reinforce behind it. And the minefield set right as he is approaching. Not a great time. On the far right, we have Volk squads that did manage to successfully not only push up to this point, but place barbed wire, which is very unfortunate. You hate to be that player like, oh my god, my good cover's gone, thanks to these guys. Conscripts moving on in. What else have... Okay, so not really anything that the Allies have picked to finish out their commanders. But I will say they do have artillery. So again, we could easily see a lot of LEFHs, a B4, and a priest. The priest thing and the B4 could be interesting. The B4 versing infantry is pretty solid, especially closer ranges. But on the flip side, the Allies have a direct strike, right? And they have a recon thanks to the Soviets. So we could also see the counterattacks and counterfire because of that. No, don't be wrong. The Axis do have railway. But I'm looking here, and there is one recon. But it's really also going to have to rely on, similar to the Americans and the British, a secondary unit to call in recon, such as the half-track for the Germans, or in the Allied case, the major or the assault officer, both of which, well, one of which we've seen on the Allied side. The major is pretty much, has to be deployed, so the Allies are naturally going to have recon as they scale up, where the Germans will have to go maybe out of their way. So we'll see what they choose. Panzerfusiliers, though, do have a recon at closer range that could also be very good. Again, that awesome flare ability. And actually, do the Soviets have a mortar? I'm actually kind of curious on that. They have penals. I didn't expect that. Lots of penals, so lots of explosions, possibly. They do have a mortar, so we could see also a flare on the Allied side. So again, give and take. Everyone has their own recon abilities. We'll see how that's used. A demo is placed here. The Soviets placed a demo? Interesting. I didn't even see... Yeah, they did. Okay. That Panzergrenadier squad could have a bad case of the explosions if they do move up and be like, I could easily beat these guys and... Oh, I'm dead. So we'll see how they fare. Penal's also flanking that position. He could use a satchel to kill 250 manpower right there by knocking out that cache. That would be a huge win. OP could absolutely be OP if he does that. Instead, he's going behind the enemy. Oh, this bunker, also a good opportunity, because, again, that's 150 manpower plus 60 munitions. But the Allies are already starting to focus their efforts to bring him up. But here come the penals! And no MG, at least set up to counter. Oh, wait. Okay. We have grenades being thrown. Lots of Volk squads. Did he just throw the satchel on himself? What a throw. Literally, what a throw. This is where you move up. All the Allies are still staying. Alright, this could be a good satchel, though. Yeah, at least killed some German infantry. I'm sorry. That's the, World War II Time Ghost just covered, the Anzio landings. And I'm just like, yes, this is the time where the, where the Anzio will come in and they will take over the entire... They're not pushing up. They're not advancing. To be fair, they were scared about German counterattacks, and that's why they're being extra cautious, because they're like, we have no idea what their, what the outcome of this battle is going to be, so hence the caution. But still, yeah, no, it's like, that could have definitely gone more for a more advantageous commander. But, whatever. Soviet forces held back. And still, even at their weakened state, the Germans still counterattack and push back the Soviets that were hanging back waiting to counterattack. What a plan. What a plan right there. OP has regained some momentum and building up his base. German forces, though, on the flip side of putting pressure on the British. Panzerfusiliers holding position. They did smoke the MG, which unfortunately stops Joey from being able to provide support. Winks is doing what he can, throws grenades. Great grenade on the assault officer. Again, has vet 1, so he can't use the recon, but will he be picked by the Panzerfusilier? Or the Grenadier, for that matter. Could be. Nope, they stop. Mortar pit is made, not the best location. Almost killed by an AT gun, that would have been hilarious. But pack gun fire is trying to kill the mortar. This is why I would typically pull it back maybe in here, destroy some of the cover, and that way you have some cover protecting it around the corner, so that way you don't have a straight shot, right? Try to make sure you a friend told me when growing up when he was a sniper in Battlefield and such, only reveal yourself as much as needed. Never reveal yourself too much, otherwise you're not doing your job. Because he was a sniper in Battlefield, and he would always get these ridiculous sniper shots and kills and get this high kill count. But the problem with that, right, is he would get those amazing kills, but the enemy team would complain they couldn't find him. But he would just pop his head out just enough behind the rocks on with the Caspian border on Battlefield 3 and Harbor, I think was on Bad Company 2. But Just enough so he could take the shot. But the enemy couldn't see him. Captain moving on in, hitting the Volk squads. Again, Captain has the bar. Allies looking pretty solid in this counterattack while I was discussing that. Infantry section also putting back the Grenadier. Bunker is holding back some infantry, but AT gunfire knocks it out. And Justin counterattack in a big way. On the flip side, same thing with the penal line. All behind cover. And remember, the more veterancy these guys get, the better they are, right? So they get to the last man. Oh, Stuka comes on in. And here comes the German counterattack. Penals, though, advancing. We gonna throw some satchels? No satchels. We're just gonna retreat. Probably a good idea, honestly, after everything you just went through. A lot of the Allied forces pull back. 76 on standby via OP. Could launch artillery right here and do quite a bit. Flamethrower as well from Chad, trying to hold him back. But again, you can't stop Kaiser and D-Gaming. They are just coming at you guys pretty strong. Getting a command tank, interesting choice. But that could boost everything around him, so that makes sense. Provide extra defense, so that way they can continue to fight and keep pushing back the Allies and holding the fuel. Because by God, yeah, right now the fuel is looking pretty up in the air. Again, because of the constant attacks. Specifically on the left, it looks like the Allies have that pretty soundly. On the right, the Germans just lost it, and they need heals. In my opinion, and right now, I think Chad could have moved up the MG and AT gun and stuff to really try to hold back that counterattack, but I think, the artillery did drive him away, so they didn't capture the fuel. Interesting. Recon is overhead. They could have AA with the Panzer headquarters, but it's being set up right now. On the flip side, we have a Panzer headquarters being set up, so the OKW is just now starting to get their better armor, or at least the buildings for better armor deployed. What about the Ostier? They do have the support armor corps, and oh, sorry, Joey got the command tank. Kaiser does have the same building, but is yet to get any units. Maybe trying to get the better Panzer IV. Not sure. But that Command Panther does kill the assault officer. That's a big win right there. Again, hit woman down pretty significantly. By the way, sorry, I know this person's like, their name is a parody of Hitman. But I will say, was it Hitman game? Just like they combined all Hitman 1, 2, and 3, the recent like trilogy they just did, right? Into like the Hitman, the World of Assassination. But it's like $60. For everything, and I'm like, wow, I wish more video games would do that, where it's like, hey, listen, we understand you want to play, I don't know, Dead Space 3 remake just came out. We understand you want to make Dead Space 1, 2, and 3. Nice mind by hit, by the way, hurts all the infantry. Let's combine, oh, Mass Effect did that with the remastered stuff. I wish more games did that, so that way it gets people into the games, or into that, like, section of games. Wait, it only took the fan base like 10 years of screaming to get the Mass Effect one done. But the Dead Space remake, also looks fantastic. I might actually play that on stream. Even though I don't like horror games, I played Dead Space 2 and I played Dead Space 3. 2 is my favorite. 3 I thought was okay. 3 I thought was okay. Had some decent side missions, but I thought it was just okay. Especially the oh god, especially the DLC. I hated, oh god, the DLC for Dead Space 3. Oh, let's end it on a cliffhanger. I'm sure, nope, we're never coming back to this. Cool. Sturm Pioneers all grabbing the fuel. The Germans managed to counterattack with the, and they do have some better infantry with the Obersoldaten and such. German forces in mid by Joey has their Grenadiers upgraded. Again, that the Panzer Command Tank is helping out the Volk squads on the far side because it does help all allies. Except we can't protect it from mortar fire, but the Panzerfusileer can move up and take it. Mortar half-track and mortar pit's the thing causing the most amount of damage. Hey, woman is still yet to actually get that stuff. By the way, I should mention about the Hitman stuff. Unless I'm mistaken, all the DLC, if you have Hitman 1 stuff, just gets transferred over. So they're not like blocking people with DLC or such, which, hey, that's pretty cool. Again, they're like, hey, we don't want to screw over the consumer. What are we? Activision, but yeah. Anyway, so that's your gaming news for the week, part of Greyshot Productions. Now we got a mine hit on that command tank, which interested. AT gun's taking shots. He dropped smoke, trying to get out. Again, A lot of infantry coming their way. We need something to help counterattack that. Germans don't have that much. What about Winks? What are you saving up for? I don't know. Okay, he doesn't even. He's not getting a Panzer IV, so maybe a Panther. But that AT line is pretty substantial. American infantry with the bars are putting up a good fight against the Panzer Fusiliers. On the right, we have, conscript with SVTs, but fighting Panzer Grenadiers, so it's a tough fight. Both squads that upgraded Panzer IV, try to hold back the conscripts. Again, a large line of penals. Plane going down. Wow, perfect crash right into the port. Up, here comes the Stuka. Knocks out the Dushka machine gun, which is pretty solid. Allows both squads to advance without being suppressed. Penals, though, will try its best to hold, along with the Guards Airborne with the PPSH upgrade, which is pretty solid. I like it more than the SVT, not SVTs, the DPs, just because, nice kill. And if anyone's wondering why, it's simple, camouflage. Camouflage, and also, yeah, you can just pretty much ambush the enemy. So I really prefer that aspect. Long range is great, but on maps like this, I feel it's better to hide your units so the enemy doesn't see it. Anyway, they push back the AT gun. Stern Pioneer's taking a number of hits as well and pulls back. Can the Katusha maybe? No, doesn't anything on the retreat. Far side, the Americans still pressing with the British. Pioneer very low on health. Oh, he's gonna lose it. Nope. AT gun covers. Oh my god, the command tank hid into the port. Literally was hiding itself in to hopefully not get killed. Heck of a retreat, but hey, it survived. Another Panzer IV coming out. We have, wow, lots of Panzer IVs. Hey, I just made a video on this, or I guess published a video on this. It did not go well for the Germans, but hey, we'll see if this time the Panzer IVs can help turn the tide. Allies are deploying S-285. We have that 76 in the Katusha. Hit Woman has a Centaur, so... Oh, wait. Hold on. Getting the anvil, so we could... We're going to see maybe a Churchill or something, right? Also, can very easily get a mattress. Surprised we've not seen a mattress, but actually getting a mattress would stop getting the... oh, that's why, because there's 8 command points. They haven't gotten that yet. Doi, sorry. Greyshot brain fart of the day. Anyway, what? Okay, the one aspect is Justin has not gotten a Sherman. I would prefer Jackson at this point, especially because you have mortar carriage and a mortar half track, but that's just me. Artillery fire exchange from both sides. Mortar carriage doing quite a bit. Panzer IV comes along the flank, but AT guns force him back. Again, the Hit Woman and Justin both have solid amounts of AT. So, very nice. Yep. Here comes the Stuka fire. Also, Panzer IV, hold down. Interesting. Man, that Soviet support equipment can't catch a break. Guys, we got back the Dushka. Boom. And guys, the Dushka crew's dead. Again. Penals looks like they're going to try to advance. But again, double Obersoldaten. D-Gaming is not messing around. He has enough firepower to easily hold back this. Plus the Vulcan Sturm support. Double mortar as well. Surprised the Katusha has not targeted that. Actually, just realized the Katusha has no kills. Did he lose it? I feel like he lost that. No, he did not. He just sucks at aiming. Okay. That or he just got a bad spread. I shouldn't be so negative. Assault officer in mid, but Grenadiers, Panzer Grenadiers drive him away. Victory point wise, it's weird because I thought the Axis were ahead. Sorry, I haven't. Sometimes you don't pay attention to certain parts of the screen. That's on me. But no, Axis are the ones down quite considerably. They're down by about 150 points, give or take. Oh, great shots on the Pioneer. Stops Pack 43. Don't know if that was on purpose, but it seems like it was, and a great shot because it reduces manpower and hurts the Pioneers. Excuse me. Penals open fire on the Panzer Grenadiers. Let's see, Grenadiers backing them up. I like how he's also sprayed out in case Katusha does come on in, so that way he doesn't get hit altogether. Kaiser learning. We also have a KV coming onto the field. S-285 is on the front, so that Panzer IV really can't support, though it still hold downs, which is a little weird. I figure you want to move that up, but Whatever. Artillery fire comes on in. Allies trying to take back the victory points. On the far side, the fuel's still under their control. And again, they're hauling down their armor. Trying to make sure it's like, don't worry, guys. We got this. It's all good, right? We'll help out. You know, we'll stay in the back. But you guys fight and take that territory. I'll tell you exactly what you need to do. All the Germans like, thanks. AT guns actually are trying to shoot and break that position, which is not bad. No! Wow, okay. I really thought he would build tank traps here to stop. But a possible flank could easily be done. There's nothing stopping that. Anyway, Panzer IV moving on in with Volk squads. Jackson opens fire on the Panzer IV. Let's see. Oh! Rockets. Oh, okay. One fun fact, if you're bringing in rockets, closest area, right? So it would have been better to call in this area so we could hit the Panzer IV. Whatever, Kaiser dodged the rockets, and the Allies are slowly being pushed back with a German counterattack take the victory point. Penals will try to hold. They do activate full Mother Russia, which gives them 50% accuracy, 25% armor. Wait, I'm sorry. Did it just say armor? 25% armor. Squads will spray on combat. MGs get 50% accuracy, and everything else gets 25% accuracy. So rockets barraging against the Raketenwerfer forces it back. Shock troops managed to hold back the Sudan, though not really with like killing them, just more like intimidation, honestly. Here comes the additional Soviets. Chad the Impaler bringing in his paratroopers with PPSHs. Could throw a solid grenade here. Does. Hold on. Nice hit. Hits multiple Sudan. Panzer IV, though, gets a great shot on them. Oh, hits the infantry, though doesn't do as much as it could. Still does more than needed. AT gun, though, forces the Panzer IV back. Again, the problem with a lot of medium armor is the fact that you can't take that many hits from AT guns before you have to pull back. Speaking of armor, that was actually canceled for a B4, which again, not a ton of resources. I think that additional caches for munitions would be actually really helpful for the Allies. But anyway, oh wow, okay. Hey, buddy. Ooh. I don't know about you, but this is not advanced powers. There's no suicidal explosive units in here. So Warfare just was sent to the grave. I'm assuming that was a misclick. Panzer IV hanging the Churchill. Again, they're hanging from two different angles, but Panzer IVs have a rough time penetrating that armor. Pack 40, though, especially with a target weak point, though, can definitely put a Churchill in its place. Churchill backs on up, but has a triple AT gun line to hold against any armor. Oh, that poor Panzer IV. Oh, he's screwed, isn't he? Oh, he smokes. But does escape. All right. I did hear railway, I think. Yeah, railway was fired. Oh! Hit the units on the back line. Did it kill the Americans' base? Yeah, Major's dead, and ambulance barely escaped. So he did kill a lot of forces in this sector and hurt the mattress as well. So hey, not bad shot with the railway, thanks to Kaiser, I think. But on the flip side, Kaiser might have an issue if that B4 does fire. Will it fire, though? It is firing. Hitting the back line. Did get 8 kills already, so it definitely did something. A lot of German infantry having some issue against the Soviet counterattack. Panzer IV, though, coming on in to assist, and unfortunately, it looks like with that, I don't see the Soviets. Oh, wait! AT gun helping. This gun drives away the Panzer IV. They drop smoke. And that allows all the Allies to be like, okay, cool. You just smoked all the other German infantry. We're just going to focus on your one Obersoldaten, and forces them back. Additional German forces are hiding in the smoke, but here comes the close-range troops. Nice stun, though, thanks to the Sturm Pioneer. On the far side, Allies looking pretty solid with all the victory points. Railway comes in the sector to, again, cause havoc for the mattress. Did fire, but only got 1 kill. Railway just fires in a single concentrated area, so it's not going to really affect any of these guys unless there's retreat. Artillery fires in this sector. Again, not really doing too much. Keeping an eye out for specials and such. Again, the Germans have been pushed back to their baseline. Do we have artillery? No, we have yet to see. I think a priest would be great here because then you could really focus and really hurt the Allies in their back line. Winks and Joey would have a real tough time for reinforcing and such. But Churchill leading the way, takes a lot of hits and helps the infantry hold, but this infantry's already pretty weak, needs to reinforce and get some additional help. Joey focusing in mid, but the Americans hold back that counterattack. Though MG's still there. Centaur's focusing, Pack Gun focusing on the Centaur. Centaur still has range though on the MG, and the Vickers machine gun's hitting him. Jagdpanzer on the field with a Brumbar, so thank God, something else than a Panzer IV. Planes like crashing in this area, apparently. Anyway, shock troops will hold this position. Victory point-wise, if the Allies can continue with this pressure, then I think they got this. Population-wise, we're looking at a average of like upper 60s for the Axis. The Allies are averaging, I would say like low to mid 70s. So Allies looking good. Again, we'll see. German forces looks like they took some hits, but still trying to make that counterattack with the Obsoldaten. Again, solid infantry, and with the shock troops at distance, yeah, they can win that fight. KV-1 though coming on in. B4 on standby, did fire some more shots, but doesn't look like it did too much. Maybe some damage on the armor, which, yeah, it's healing. Right now, Joey got pushed back. We got Winks taking the victory point, which is good, and the fuel. So that's also really good. But I'm assuming, yeah, the Americans are coming back. Mattress firing on this position, just going to cause havoc for the Germans in this sector. Hitting all of these, this infantry with rocket fire. They're going to have to pull back. Luckily, the spread wasn't too bad. They could have taken way more losses. But here comes the Americans, and the Vickers suppressing the infantry. It is not looking like a great fight. Can he get the grenade off? He does! And goodbye, MG. Oh, barely alive! Holy mackerel. He might live. Werfer comes on in. Not the best. Rifleman mostly dodge. I want to say that, yeah, I think he missed every shot. Tiger on the field, though. That's gonna, they need something. Wings need something to hold back. A lot of concentrated Allied forces here. Out of position. Vickers looking the wrong way. Panzer Grenadiers need to do this charge. Bundle grenade is thrown on the MG. Should allow the Panzer Grenadiers to continue their attack with the Grenadiers. Grenade misses. MG is down. Although, again, the mortar carriage and the half-track providing mortar fire. Allies are concentrated. Do we have zeroing? That would be very good right now. Especially if we're going to see additional German forces from Winks just hit that area. The artillery would force the enemy back. Panzer IV engaging, but the Firefly forced them away. And we have something coming on in. I'm not entirely sure what. Oh, it's Panzer artillery. Or sorry, it's a Panzer authorization coordinate fire ability. So again, they can call an artillery. That coordinate barrage knocks out an AT gun. Pretty solid stuff. You group them together and then hit them with an artillery strike. That actually allowed Joey to take mid, and that will stop the Allies from hemorrhaging for the time being. Not, you know, maybe not for too long, but that does give the Axis a little bit of time to breathe. But how long, we don't know, because again, looks like, oh boy, OPN definitely caused some havoc somewhere and killed something. Brumbar looks like it went down, so I'm assuming that's what died to the B4's counterattack. Pack 43 is set up in a very interesting position. I like this because, again, he can fire upon the enemy, but it would be very difficult for the enemy to fire on him. So, with that being said, the Allies do have a Katyusha, which has not really pulled its weight. The B4 has more, so that's not a great sign. But if he can fire the artillery on here with the B4, that Pack 43 is gone, right? It's not going to survive that. But Kaiser doesn't necessarily need for it to last long. He's right now focusing in mid, so he just needs to just make the enemy seem like he has more than he has. Nice bundle grenade. Conscripts should go down, and they do. Churchill coming on in to help push back the infantry. Again, they don't have a big gun over here to drive away the enemy. Allies sending over a lot of men, or sorry, a lot of armor, but the men are having trouble pushing on in. So Churchill's helping with that. Tiger with a flare for recon purposes, pushing on in. Jackson drives it away though. Gets two good shots down to about 55% health. Jackson advancing. Panzer Force, you got this. Because again, Panzerforce can't hurt a Jackson, and there's 2v1, they'll have a rough time. We have artillery fire, though, hitting the back line, knocks out the mortar. Pack gun, Vet 3 could be in harm's way. No, not the back. It's Vet 3. Doesn't have a kill, but it's Vet 3. Oh, there goes Panzer Grenadier. Oh, no. Does escape. Panzer 4 dodges the rockets. Oh, shock troops knock out the pack gun. That's quite good. It looks like they did hurt some of the armor, but looks like the Soviet has gone with the mindset of more big gun, more B4, which, hey, works out if you can keep the enemy concentrated. But the enemy has got himself a King Tiger. Now, this is a good thing and a bad thing. It's a good thing because if the B4 hits it, yeah, that's a big tank that lost most of its, health. The bad part is you don't have a ton of infantry and AT's not exactly the best against it, so you really have to rely on the B4. Now, OPN just throwing a satchel on the Pack 43 to try to kill it. Yeah, you're gonna need a little bit more than that. Just a tad. Again, nice camouflage. You can take the point and heal at the same time. Allied forces pushes back the Panzer IV thanks to the mighty armor of the Churchill, and Firefly, of course, backing it up in case something bigger comes along. But Pack Fire does force the Churchill away. Again, Pack 40, just for reference. Reload speed's 30%. Now 40% increase and additional penetration, which should allow it to quite consistently hit target and hit quite quickly. So, Churchill trying to hit that Panzer Grenadier squad. Slowly wearing it down, but the pack gun gets closer and closer. Ooh, there goes that heal. Again, Hit Woman taking a lot of casualties. Will need to get that engineer squad back up and running. But engineers take time, and of course you need resources for those upgrades if you're getting the additional repairs. You do have the, vehicle crews, but it is more cost effective to have one unit do it after initial cost than, multiple times using that upgrade. It is great in a pinch, though, I'm not going to lie. Although what's also great in a pinch is an Elephant. Does not have the engine problems like the real-life counterpart, but whatever. It is a solid, heavy tank destroyer. And most importantly, the Allies have yet to get artillery, from what I can tell. Yeah, they don't. They don't priest. So if they don't priest, which I still think is a big... you could target this so easily right now from a position over here and tank trap this heavily and knock out so much of Winx' support, but you don't. But it looks like the Allies have slowly lost territory, and it was a good refocus by Kaiser to focus in mid to help Joey. And not just that, we have a fortified line, right? They've all dug in pretty well to hold this position, plus using recon to identify key targets. Where for fire hits the infantry sector quite well, including the assault officer. Barely, but still. And yeah, pretty good stuff. There's something underneath the ground right there. What is underneath the... Oh, he's fortifying himself, so it's just going under the ground. Okay, cool. Elephant fortified, even more dangerous because, again, yeah, range of fire increased by 25%. So just imagine the range on that damn thing. Plus, add it with recon. So on the, it looks like the easiest point is on the right. But again, I just don't think the Soviet has enough AT to really advance unless you get some great shots with the B4, which looks like the King Tiger, relatively speaking, is okay. But right now, the entire line for the Germans rests upon D-gaming being able to hold this front. Right? So long as that the Allies keep being slowly worn down, thanks to concentrated German efforts in these two locations, mid and this left choke point, I don't see the Allies, especially without artillery, being able to break that front. But this front's more mobile, which makes artillery even a little bit harder. But maybe the other B4, nope, all B4s and all the Katyusha and everything is focused here. Honestly, should be focused here, right? Should be focused in areas where where there's more concentrated infantry. Jacksons and AT are doing the best they can, and does actually manage to push back the German armor, but railways coming on in and zeroing. We have zeroing over here, and they don't see it. Recon is overhead and gets a great shot via railway on the B4. But yeah, with that recon plane that you can see, it's revealing that sector for zeroing as well to hit, which is going to hit this forward position, the Katyushas, everything, and really weaken OP's frontline capabilities. Actually, and Chad's not looking so Chad-like as he Well, actually, maybe he is looking pretty Chad. He is Katusha and zeroing in it so far, hasn't died yet, so. Push back the infantry. Never mind, maybe I was wrong about Chad. Wait, Chad got hit. No, Chad lives. Damn it. B4 fires. Little long. Little over. Oh boy. AT guns though from the 76 and the Zis gun will fire on the King. Hits the Sturm though, so that drives some of the infantry back, which again D-Gaming has lost quite a bit of. KV though should easily hold back the infantry, and hopefully the AT gun stuff can hold back the Jagdpanzer. On the far side we have American infantry advancing, but the Tiger and the Panzerfusiliers will hold back any sort of big push. AT guns, though, are given the best shot they have to hold back the armor, including hurting the Elephant, forcing him out of fortified. But again, the Allies have not been able to take the fuel or the VP. Fuel-wise, I don't think they need quite as much. They have good reserves, like averaging 300, but it's really the victory points. If you can just get a little bit more in terms of the victory points, I think you guys have got this. But again, I think it's the artillery. I think if the Allied had, if the Priest was deployed, you could already these positions, right? You can hit the armored positions they're trying to hold down in. This gun moving on in. The Brumbar, though, is easily within range, so they could fire on that. Shock troops, though, going after the Obel Sudan. Dodges the smoke, just keeps on pushing. Okay. What if the Soviets took over that Pak-43? Now, to be fair, is it likely to live very long? No. Also, as the Soviet, I'm surprised they wouldn't B4 at this base, or Katusha the base for that matter, or using Cream Barrage against that base. Rockets from both planes and mattresses are lighting up the enemy, and fires come down onto the middle victory point. Oh, hitting the Pioneers, forcing off the, wait, it's gonna hit the, very close thing to Stuka. There goes the mattresses, not mattresses, sorry, support, mortar. There, it takes out the mortars. Oh my god. Su-85, though, it looks like it died. Elephant, though, pushing on in, knocks out the mortar carriage. Nice little kill right there. It's been killing a lot of German infantry. It's like, yes, payback. Panzerfusiliers, though, look like they have more than enough men to hold this position. I say that because of the Tigers, the Volk squads. Even with this, wait, hold on. AT guns hitting the Panzer IV. Panzer IV goes down. Maybe not. Americans do enough. Oh, this man is starting to freak out a little bit. Elephant misses the Firefly. Infantry section does successfully hold the position. They need to beat the Panzer Grenadier. Grenade might be beneficial. Throws it. Oh my god! Churchill gets the mighty wipe and kills Panzer Grenadier. Again, Joey only has 2 frontline infantry. We'll see. But Elephant can dish out the damage. Oh, we have artillery fire thanks to Katyushas. I'm assuming that's what? That's Chad. Yep, Chad with his barely alive Katyusha lighting up the enemy. If they stop the Panzer Grenadier, it could be GG for the Axis. On the far side. Wait a second! Oh, their lack of ATs now really starting to, again, this, why are you looking this way? My god. I mean, you got some damage, great. Oh, he has no AT, he has no snares! KV trying to help. Rush in those conscripts and snare it. But, oh, here we go. 85 comes on in. Oh, he did not Ura. You forgot to Ura! Ura! To snare the enemy Panther and such. He does snare the Brumbar. Panther goes down. The problem is, D-Gaming's back with his king, and the Jagdpanzer's there. We got multiple troops with PPSHs and all the AT infantry on the other side. Grenades will be thrown. We have something coming on in. I think that's an airstrike, right? Yeah, that's the Sturmovik strafes. Rocket runs should have been called in, honestly. That would have been way better. I don't like the airstrike for these guys. That's the one thing. This airstrike's not very good. But, yeah, it looks like the right side collapsed, which is not good, because you kind of needed that to put the Allies, or sorry, the Axis in their place. Without it, the Axis now has 2 solid points of control, and they're about to get a 3rd as soon as Joey gets more infantry, because the British had to be pushed back. Or, British got pulled back. Jackson's, though, trying to push in and gets Tiger. Double AT, though, hitting both Jacksons. One of them goes down. The Tiger does survive. Justin takes severe hits and has to pull back. Excellent job right there. Again, holding down the Panther, not bad. British take the position, but does not matter. Panther and King Tiger pushing on in. S285, though, helps, although the other one dies along with KV. Could do a direct fire shot, but again, with the obstacle in the way, you can't hit it. That's the one thing about hiding the B4 behind stuff. If you have clear line of sight, you could use it to use its special to hit armor, and it does a decent amount. Not great, but it's enough damage to where it could make sure something doesn't get away, right? Or get snared or something. Whatever. Allied forces holding mid, but the counterattack for this right point is more important. This is where the B4 really needs to hit, like, back here and start hammering the axis. But where's it going to hit? Is it firing? You gonna fire? That's pretty funny. That's also cringy, but pretty great. Alright, lots of rockets hit, causing physics to just go crazy. Grenadiers decap the position, but don't manage to get the capture. Vet 3 mattress, so again, firing at a good clip. It fires every about minute or so, but does pull on back. Yeah, alright, penals moving in, but we have almost a dot and an MG stopping the penals in their place. This is where they're going to need smoke or heavy artillery to really bust this line wide open. We have some type of strike coming in. I'm assuming that is, yep, that pesky airstrike. I don't care for it. It's not very good. It doesn't do that much. Alright, but plenty infantry, so the Allies should be able to take this position, so long as they spread out their men and can keep the fire going. Again, S285 trying to fire through the smoke and hit the Brumbar. I think he might be able to. Fire comes down on the troops. I think he's about to lose. He is! He lost both paratrooper squads. Brumbar, though, goes down. Wow, no, 3 squads. Chad lost 3 squads of infantry in that push. That is not bueno. Shock troops still pushing on in against the Obsidian. MG down, but he can always drop smoke. Or artillery. Double S285 should beat the Jagdpanzer, but they're pulling back and don't exactly have great recon. Oh, nice hit with the rockets from that Katusha. Still not, I feel like he's not been using this Katusha all that much. I don't know, or that he's just whiffed so many shots, but only 7 kills and you've had it for half the game. I'm calling sus, right? I'm calling major sus. Alright. Shock troops hold that position. But great, so now you just need mid. And right now there's a Panzer IV and a Vet 3 Elephant. Ooh, that's not very good. And the Americans lost a lot of potential. He's still healing, but again, he doesn't. I still think artillery could help with that, but the British has also lost quite a bit. His Churchill's still pretty good, and again, give it a minute to heal that crit, but still, we'll see. Rocketing the whole area, it makes it very difficult, in my opinion, for either D-Gaming or was it Kaiser to push up. King Tiger, though, is advancing, so you still got that with 25 kills. It's done quite a bit. They do pull back outside that area so they don't get targeted by railway. Pretty solid. American infantry doing what they can and shred the Panzer Fusiliers. He still has that. The American still has that advantage for the most amount of frontline infantry, but still, with the Tiger still there, right? Yeah. That's going to be a hard thing. Hard thing to deal with. Especially when the Everken were first guarding against the Jackson, returning fire on it. Again. Elephant now set up. Could maybe fire? Oh, nice shot with the Tiger and the Raken were for. Elephant hitting this stuff. Mattress coming on in. Probably should have called the mattress in before. Maybe done a recon and target it. Have the Churchill come this way to knock out the AT gun. Now without the Jackson, it makes it more difficult to press. MG though could die. No. Doesn't look like it. All right. So Rocket artillery fires back, killing one mattress. The other one's barely alive. Grenadiers could wipe it, which is a vet 3 mattress. Does wipe it. Less artillery to worry about. Again, allies have been up. Nice job with the stern, picking up the LMG. But unable to take those positions. It's unfortunate. Shock troops fighting the Grens and Panzer Grenadiers, but it's a recruit versus vet 3 infantry. A lot of S-285s, but not a lot of... Wow, great Stuka kills those shock troops. And the mortar, for that matter. So there goes recon. B4, though, hell of a kill count. Has he hit this position? He has not hit this. I feel like that vet 3 B4 could hit that position quite easily. But that's just me. But still, even though with all the losses, D-Gaming doesn't have a lot of men. But Kaiser still has a decent amount of forces. And that might just be enough to hold this... Let's not use friendly fire right now, but at least it's enough to hold the position. Churchill moving on in, but I'm assuming that Elephant... Oh, nice smoke. Blocked sight, so the Elephant will have to move in. Does get a good shot on the Churchill. Firefly also needs to worry about the Tiger, so can't exactly... They have to worry about both. You can't focus your AT, which is unfortunate. Also, Flare makes sure the enemy knows what you have, but not necessarily what... You can't exactly tell what the enemy has. One thing I will say, again, I think I've called out, I think more American artillery could have been helpful. Flanking through this key corridor, I think, is a given, right? Having infantry come in and flank this MG and stuff instead of pushing head-on into the fight, I think would be a great approach. And you could split up your forces, right? Hit from 2 angles, but then have AT fire come in this way and then have AT this way with the double Jackson, right? That way the Tiger can't get a bearing and you still have some coverage. With the mattresses then covering this whole area, like you could easily concentrate your attack and try to hold back the enemy and then push. And even if he advances, right, the British has more than enough armor to hold back a Panzer IV stuff. And the Elephant, you could smoke to block sight. All right, but the most interesting thing is on this side because we have a lot of S-285s. What do they have versus the infantry? Well, it's the artillery we've seen before, for the most part, which is not the most impressive kill count unless you talk about this B4. Panzer IV is barely alive. King Tiger did die, so I guess he did lose it. Given all the S-285s, I see that as a given. Like, that's a lot of S-285s, and a Tiger can't exactly fight it. Oh, good. I'm glad he picked up another LMG. Good for him. Let's see. Rockets hit the Churchill. Our engineer as well as hit. Okay, so not too bad. But yeah, no, it's good. We're looking pretty good. Oh, wait, there's a direct strike, but I'm not sure what it was targeting. Like, you used all the resources and you didn't hit anything. So, again, hit stuff that's like repairing or they may not know about. Like, backline, kill the AA gun, the Werfer. You know, something that the enemy most likely won't see because they're busy microing the front. And losing armor. S-55 goes down. Thanks to maybe Packfire? No? Fire comes down on their own men. I don't know how you 44ers only play this. Really? Are you seriously calling out the enemy? I mean, I wouldn't call them 4v4 warriors. There's plenty of mistakes the Axis have made. I think I've been very clear about what both sides have done and what they need to do in order to win this game. Like from the Soviet lacking AT to the German player lacking frontline infantry and having trouble with that, to the Pak-43 being undefended. The repositioning of men, which put D-Gaming in a really tough spot. Oh, Satchel. Like, I feel like I've been very generous with both sides in this run. Honestly, the Axis could have won this. Sorry, the Axis. The Allies could have won this very easily. The Axis still can win it if they focus. But I'm just not seeing a coordinated effort, right? I'm not seeing that. This guy, again, Joey's locking this down. They're helping each other out. But, like, you're in the crosshairs of two armies right here. What are you doing? Jackson coming in. And again, crosshair. Like, what is he doing? Like, what's the plan here? The answer, there is no plan. Flare going out, again, provides sight for AT. Air support pushes back the elephant, but it has more than enough defensive nature because of the command tank. So, I just don't understand. It's funny how the Allies have so much potential for artillery, but the only thing that's doing work is the B4. And it's actually got another armor kill because of that. It killed a Panzer IV or something. Panther's coming on in. Jagdpanzer's right there. But, like, I truly do not understand the Allies calling foul when they haven't used the best thing. Like, the British mattresses, pretty solid. From what I can tell. I just don't know. You complain about the enemy being hauled down, but then you have a nutcracker, but you won't use it. You keep using your hand and say, why won't this nut crack? Tiger, Vet 4, 49 kills. Panzer IV coming into support. And then, yeah, you charge up infantry without support. You've never flanked this position. You've never flanked that. And the Germans have never locked it down. Like, it's literally, they're presenting. Oh, good grenade, though. Fantastic kill in that storm. But yeah, no, it's like. And then you keep going through this choke point and being hit by 2 armies in their AT. And then, like, guys, I don't understand why I keep losing men. Yeah, Katyusha's in harm's way. Zeroing about to hit this whole front. B4, though, still alive, firing. Fortunately missing the inbound army. And they surrender. But yeah, I cannot honestly say, it was like, guys, this was not a good game. It's like, no, I thought it was solid. Or like, okay, maybe I'm, you know what, I apologize. I'm being a little bit more negative on that than I really should be, but I do find it interesting that when people call out stuff, and it's like, yeah, sure, but you could have called in artillery to help break that position, and that would have helped. Taking heavy losses with the infantry pushes, but still got top damage and kills for Justin. On the flip side, Joey got top damage, which makes sense given his elephant armor, but top kills, that goes to D-Gaming, and that makes sense. He took a lot of hits, but in law losses himself, although not as much as Winks, interestingly enough, but I could see that he had a real rough time with the American infantry. But D-Gaming did get a lot of kills based on the inbound infantry constantly hitting his front. So great job with him holding. MVP Justin again. Jacksons were solid, right? I'm not denying that, but yeah. Mattresses, a great number of kills. And also could have absolutely hammered even more enemy positions if they focused. But still, again, solid job at smashing Joey and Winks' infantry once he did. Chad is S-285s, definitely pulled some weight. Airborne's maybe not as many kills. And again, I feel like I only get 1 airborne with PPSH. The other one I'll get long range. 2 is a little bit overkill because then it's multiple units ambushing. I'd rather just have 1 so it's a surprise rather than 2 where they're constantly moving up, right? That's just me, right? But yeah. Also took quite a number of losses. Conscripts, though, looked like did pretty good. OP, 69 with his penals. Nice. 2 kills. Again, solid stuff with his penals. They did really well holding the front. Winks, solid AT. Again, I found it weird. He kept moving into your Recadden warfare and then dying. It's like, did we forget about that? Anyway. Joey, Elephant, 35k in damage. Heck of a tank destroyer. Grenadiers never died. Good job, Kaiser. That's a hard thing to pull off, but especially in a game with artillery. But hey, they survived. Also, that Churchill. By God, that Churchill was a killing machine. D-Gaming, decent Jagdpanzer, and again, got a kill. King Tiger also took decent damage, and yeah, well, you did lose a lot of your infantry. But you know what? You had to fight 2 people by yourself, and you held. So, excellent job. So yeah, nice Elephant, nice B4, some solid frontline infantry via Justin, I thought. Some great coverage by Joey and Winks with their armor. But yeah, no, solid game. Also D-Gaming soloing his side for a time while Kaiser rightfully repositioned to help his allies take mid so that way they didn't lose. Overall, good teamwork by the Germans. I thought they did a really good job. Allies just, I honestly need to use more of their strengths, which was recon, direct striking, the artillery, stuff like that. When they, earlier on, I thought they were way more capable than in the second half. The second half, I felt like they lost momentum, and I feel like it's just because the enemy they never targeted the enemy hard points, like the Panzer headquarters or the medical facilities. Maybe targeting that with like a creeping barrage or artillery would have helped break up the constant attacks, because I feel like that's how they lost momentum. What I think it was? What I think it was to help change it was the railway on Justin's base. I think that really helped throw off the allies, and from there I think it started going downhill. But hey, also the double team against the counterattack along the other point that took the VP and made sure that the Axis, make sure the Axis didn't lose any more victory points. Really solid. But hey, what do you guys think? Leave your comments down below. This has been Greyshot17. I'll see you guys next time. Hello everyone, this is Greyshot17, and before y'all go, let me give a special shout out to Patreon supporters Joey G240, Milam, Big Cooch, Aphyria, Ace, Pyro Shark, Tony B95, Epic Pleb. Thank you all for your incredible support and helping me grow my channel and support my channel and everything I do. Thank you, and to the rest of you, thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys next time.